The headline medical stories that affect you and your family. This is What's Happening in Health, sponsored by Mayfield Braden Spine.
Morning, everybody, and welcome to What's Happening in Health. So grateful you are joining us this Sunday morning. My name is Liz Bonus, and we have a great show for you today. We are very close to open enrollment season. And if you have a few questions about choosing the plan that is right for you to be able to see your own doctor, we got this. The team from Humana is in here. They have a special event coming up this weekend. We're going to tell you how it could help answer your questions. Paula is here with Christopher, and they'll let us know more and what it's all about. And Waiting for Life, a family from Akron, Ohio, joining us today. We are so excited to have them in-house. They have a family member in need of a living kidney donor. You're going to hear more about this with Darcy Gibson from Off the List. And we are joined by Dominic and his parents, Victor and Cheryl. So good to have you guys in-house today. We'll be hearing more from them throughout the hour. But first, a quick headline for you today. If you're having a baby, a physical therapist can help you sleep smarter so you don't get back pain at night. The team at Mayfield Brain & Spine reminding us that many people get more uncomfortable as the belly grows. So here's a few suggestions for you. They suggest you sleep on your side to improve blood flow and reduce pressure on the spine. You can place a pillow between your knees to align your hips and reduce lower back strain. And if you tuck a pillow under your belly for gentle support, it can help as the bump sort of grows. They also suggest you avoid lying flat on your back after the first trimester, as this can sort of compress blood vessels and lead to back and pelvic discomfort. A full-length pregnancy pillow can also help you maintain these positions throughout the night and reduce tossing and turning. All right, we start today with our Ask a Nurse, and while the nursing shortage continues to climb, training new nurses is critical. Students at Mount St. Joseph University now being given hands-on training with an emphasis on compassionate care.
Hi, Mr. Linville. How are you doing today?
Inside the skills lab here at Ohio's Mount St. Joseph University, these nursing students are getting the closest thing possible to hands-on patient experience.
It can be from anything from just positioning. It can be from oral care, it can be denture care. Today we're going through some safety things.
Those who choose this profession have a variety of reasons.
I chose nursing because I really want to help people and make a difference in the hospitals.
The patient care, getting to nurse someone back to health and be there by their side.
And if there were ever a time where more nurses were needed at the patient bedside, it's right now, according to the American Association of Colleges of Nursing. Nursing school enrollment isn't growing fast enough to meet demand. Older nurses are retiring. The population is aging, leading to the need for more sick care. And the pandemic took its toll on the profession, reducing some of the workforce. It's one of the reasons Dr. Darla Vale, the Dean of the School of Health Sciences here, says they're training these students in critical ways.
We really want them to have the knowledge, but just as important, we want them to have the skills, both the technical skills as well as the interpersonal skills.
She says what separates this generation of nursing students is compassion, which means her goal?
If our nurses really can show their care and love for people while they're taking care of them.
What's changed in this profession, she says, is the versatility.
I love the diversity of it and all the avenues you can go into. So if one thing of nursing is not yours, there's a billion other avenues you can go.
Mount St. Joseph University also hosting their 30th Leadership in Nursing Awards coming up October 22nd at the Dries Pavilion. I'll be out there to help MC these awards. We'd love to have you join us, show your support. October 22nd, coming up next week. All right, in Healthy Innovations, the state of Ohio has approved Miami University's request for a new degree. Believe it or not, it's in artificial intelligence. AI is going to change healthcare completely, but this move really means that the university will soon be offering what they call a Bachelor of Science in Artificial Intelligence. The program will give students skills that are in high demand in a variety of fields such as healthcare, data analysis, software development, and education technology. The idea for the degree was driven by the rapid growth and transformative impact of AI. Finally, topping this half hour, Cincinnati Children's Hospital has unveiled new green space to support patients battling mental health concerns. The hospital provided some pictures for us, and it highlights the changes. You'll see more outdoor space at its College Hill campus, and these kind of improvements are designed to enhance the playground, a splash pad, a horticultural area, what they call a labyrinth plus, a new basketball court. The space was designed to foster movement, mindfulness, and emotional well-being. Hospital officials tell us that they are all key aspects of behavioral health care. All right, just had what to know about hearing loss. We'll share it in Listen to This. And Paula's in the house with Chris. They are going to tell us about a great event coming up. We'll learn more about it next on What's Happening in Health.
This portion of What's Happening in Health is sponsored by Life Enriching Communities and Hawksworth.
In Listen to This today, countries with the highest levels of people with hearing loss also have the lowest use of hearing aids. This according to research published in the international journal BMJ Global Health. An estimated 1.5 billion people had trouble hearing in 2019. That number is expected to be nearly 2.5 billion people by the end of 2050. China had the highest prevalence of hearing loss at about 65%. Study also pointed out gender differences in the United States. Men were more likely to report hearing trouble compared to women. All right, on now to a wonderful program coming up in our community. We are excited about it. It's called Getting Covered. We have some really neat people in house to tell us about it. Tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Absolutely. My name is Paula Nyikamokore. I'm the senior manager for the Medicare division in Ohio for Humana. I have a sales team here locally between Cincinnati and Dayton, and their goal is to have people go out in the community, meet members who have questions about Medicare. We'd like to meet members where they want to be met. So if you want to come to our office in Oakley, that's great. If you want to meet at a coffee shop, that's great. And if you want to meet in your home at the kitchen counter, which when I was an agent, that's what I liked, because then I get to know you and we get to discuss exactly what's important for you in regards to your health care. So I have a team of people across the tri-state that actually go out, that are licensed and go out in the community to help people make decisions about their health care.
That's really an unusual thing because we all know that those decisions can be tough.
Absolutely.
And so someone inviting you and saying, hey, I'll come to your home, and you brought someone that does that regularly. Hi, Chris.
Absolutely.
Tell us who you are and what you do.
Hello. Yes, I'm Chris Waller, and I'm a sales agent with the Cincinnati team up under Paula. And my job is to be I'm an agent, licensed agent, but my job is to be more of a health insurance advocate for clients. So I go out into the community, I partner with places like senior centers and different organizations that cater to seniors, and I want to get in front of them so I can ask them questions as far as, what are your healthcare needs today? What are your healthcare needs tomorrow? Let's help choose a plan that caters to that and that's specific to your needs. That's my job, is just to answer those questions and provide a reassurance that, hey, I know I chose the right healthcare plan because Chris guided me.
You know, it's wonderful that you invite those questions. And one of the places you're going to do that, which is why we had you here, is at a special open house. And our wonderful photojournalist, James Harrison, went and got some video of where that will be. In case you're not familiar, we want to show you, this is your neighborhood center. And
Correct.
that's kind of an unusual thing, too. But tell me a little bit about the neighborhood center and how you use it and that kind of thing.
Absolutely. So we actually call it a retail location. It's changed names. We have neighborhood center over time. You know how it is with organizations. We tend to rebrand. However, my team actually housed in this office. What we do is we invite the community to come in. If you just want to come in and have a cup of coffee, you can have a cup of coffee and sit down and ask questions. We also have people that are not even 65, that don't qualify for Medicare, who come in and say, hey, what do I do? I need health insurance. We also have people that have Medicaid, Ohio Medicaid, and Humana is one of the companies that does offer health insurance through that. They come in and ask questions, and sometimes they don't even know where to call in order to get their benefits, and we assist them. We have different places in cubicles where people can sit and make phone calls. We guide them. We never turn anyone away. And it's a great place for people to come and have their questions answered.
And one of the things I love is you're not pushing one plan or even just Humana. You really want people to ask questions. So we have an open house coming up for you. It is October the 17th. It's Friday. I'll be out there to do some live shots from the new. We want people to come up. But what kind of questions do you invite?
So the type of questions we invite specifically, so every year plans change, right? And seniors know this, and they get the letters and they get phone calls, they see things on TV. So we like to provide clarity. So some of the questions we invite is someone will come in and ask, this medication I'm taking, it was covered last year, is it going to be covered next year? You know, they're worried about that. We can go over that and find out. Or they want to know, this doctor or this provider that I go to, they're in network. I heard they may not be in network next year. Is that true? So our job is, questions like that. And our job is to provide clarity and be a trusted advisor and walk our clients through this complex system, which is called health insurance, right? And I would go as far as just to say, it's very important to work with an agent or someone, an expert in the space, because it's very important, but I would also say it's vital if you want to have confidence that you're making the right choice and that you're covered.
Boy, I would say that's so true, because you don't ever know when you're going to encounter a serious health problem, and having what you need is life-altering, but also life-saving.
Right.
So I think when I think of this big confusing picture, what is it that you want people to know? Just that there really are people to help you?
Absolutely. There really are people to help you. Don't feel like you're alone in this. Don't be afraid to seek an advocate. And also, we also invite who in your family or in your life that helps you make decisions. And that is critical. Sometimes when you're meeting with someone and you realize they're really confused, we always stop and say, are you able to invite a friend or maybe your daughter, your son, whoever who is in your life that can help you make decisions? And because that's critical. At the end of the day, when you start using your plan and things are not working out for you, that means the advocate or the person that you depended on did not put you in the right place. The other thing that we also like is, and I think I've said that before when we had the town hall, is that you want someone that if you have a question, you can call them and they can call you back, you can reach them, or they can come to your home and say, let's take a look at the problem you're having. It's not just about enrolling someone in a plan, it's about that long-term relationship in guiding you through, navigating through how to get services that are important to you.
And very few people have that.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So once again, we want to remind you, it's Friday the 17th, 12 to 2. Chris, you going to be out there?
I will be there, absolutely.
We can come in and ask for Chris by name.
Yes, ask for Chris. I will be there answering questions and providing guidance.
Yeah.
And don't forget, we are also going to have games, food, and a goodie bag. So come out there and we'll be excited to see you.
Come for the games food goodie bag, even if you're not sure about Humana or another plan. Just come and hang out with us, have some fun. All right, you guys are going to be sharing this throughout the week. Thank you so much for just sharing your expertise, but mostly thank you for really being there, because it's a tough thing to navigate, even when you're knowledgeable. It's a tough thing to navigate.
Yes.
Yeah, we really value you. All right, just ahead, meet our Hawksworth Donor of the Week, why our community blood supply really needs a boost right now. And we can't wait to talk to this family in Waiting for Life. Darcy's here along with a wonderful family. We're going to meet Dominic and hear just a little bit more about how you could be a real lifesaver. Stay with us on What's Happening in Health.
This portion of What's Happening in Health is sponsored by Miami University, the Vein Center of Cincinnati, and Lindner Center of Hope.
Welcome back, everybody. And our donor of the week, a college student who put aside his fear for the goodness of others, Wesley Brockup is a UC student. He's our donor of the week, and he donated at campus blood drives that happened just a few weeks ago. Brockup says that he has donated several times in the past, but he was not successful every time. He said he's not really crazy about needles, but when he saw the blood drive on campus again, he decided to give it another shot.
I like to think that the purpose of life is to try and help people around you, and this can save lives, and it doesn't cost me anything except a few minutes, so might as well.
So a couple things to know. If you can schedule an appointment for Hawksworth, they really do need your donations right now. We've kind of had a rough summer and fall. 513-451-0910, or you can schedule through the Hawksworth app or our website at what'shappeninginhealth.com. All right, on now to a wonderful segment here. We call it Waiting for Life. And Darcy, you brought friends.
I did.
You do have someone waiting for life. Let's talk a little bit about this wonderful family and what you do.
Yes, so I'm Darcy with Off the List, and we help families like Dominic and his parents with providing the tools and the resources and the support to launch a campaign, share their story, and find living donors.
So who needs the living donor?
That would be me.
That would be you. Tell us about you. Tell us your name. Tell us where you're from. A little bit about your history.
So I'm Dominic Amasquita. I'm from Mansfield, Ohio. I do a wrestling internship. It's what I love, and I'm in media communications at Pioneer Career and Technology Center.
Wow, so you're in media communications. You got this down.
Yes, I am.
Oh, thank you for that. So give me a little history on your kidneys. When did you learn that you might need a donor?
So I think I was about 9. Mom, I was 9 when we got my first bad labs. Well, bad-ish labs.
Not the labs you desired. Yeah.
No. And then from there, it was mostly just a steady decline. I mean, it was up and down sometimes. It would wave up and down. The first prediction we ever got was from a doctor who said before I was 18, and here I am. I'm 17 and now I need one.
Well, you've managed to have support through all this time, and now you need kind of a different kind of support, right?
Yes.
All right, so Mom's like your biggest advocate here holding the sign. Let's talk a little bit about Dominic and his kidney quest. You are the champion, or one of them?
Yes.
All right, so tell me a little bit about now how you work with him. You said he's on dialysis. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yes, we are thankful that we do get to go to dialysis. We get to go 3 times a week. We had attempted it at home, but it just did not work well for us. So we do go into clinic for that. And we do drive an hour 3 times a week to do that. And it is 4 hours. So it really is essentially, with that alone, a part-time job. Mm-hmm. And it is a blessing to have. And also, though, it's a shadow of living. You know, dialysis really only does about 10% of what a kidney does. Kidneys are amazing. They have all kinds of functions in the body, and dialysis, thankfully, does enough to keep us living and looking for a match to really do that, other 90% and be able to bring him back to life.
So what's interesting is, you're right, people do not realize all the things kidneys do until they're not quite working the way they need. And what you don't realize is it's probably just hard on your physical body. Like, do you feel tired a lot and that kind of thing?
Yes, after dialysis, I'm pretty much home and sleeping for the rest of the day.
Yeah. So Dad, you have a chance to be the other advocate. We have a little video of a transplant, but you need a living donor now. What does that mean?
Well, I mean, you can go on to the page here and get all the information and, just try and help us out. We need a living donor, someone who can match up with Dominic and get what we need. That's the best, according to Darcy, that's the best way to go about it. So that's what we're looking for.
So tell me a little bit. I'm guessing like family members have been tested and things like that, and then if you're not able to be donors, then you kind of have to reach out to the community. Yeah,
we've had a lot of family members that have come through and come close, and then in the community as well. We've had a lot. We've been really fortunate in that instance, but we're still looking. But it's been a real blessing for us. To see the people that have come forward already.
It is shocking. Has the kindness of strangers, Dominic, shocked you?
Yes, it has.
Like, you don't even know?
Yeah, just to see comments like on Facebook page, like, I did it. I'm like, I don't know who you are. You don't know me. Why? But thank you. I absolutely love that you're doing it. And it just shocks me how nice people who don't even know me or haven't even met me are just willing to do it. And it is awesome.
restores your faith in humanity a little bit, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah,
It does a lot.
So one of the reasons we have you here is that Off the List also helps support families in this time. You know, you have to make signs, you have to have gas money and things like that. And I know that they have to do all these services for you at no charge. And so they have a wonderful event coming up. We just want to mention the gala real quick. Darcy, just give me a real quick update on the gala. It's kind of a new location and whatnot this year, but you call it the Gift of Life Gala.
Yes, so a week from Friday, and we're just really excited to bring the community together, raise awareness, and we have some living donor sharing and some recipient sharing, and just to rally, right? I mean, we're really doing it to celebrate hope, to celebrate life, and also to continue sharing the stories of those that are waiting, and we'll be doing that night as well. So,
well, what makes the difference, and the reason I want to put that out there, is that people can, even if they maybe can't be a donor, can support this, and it still supports you in a very unique way. And I know you really change lives. So I want to give you each sort of a few thoughts. We have some photos of your son. What is it about him that sort of inspires you as you watch this journey?
Well, I mean, he's been dealing with things, for a long time, since he was born, and there's no quit in him. You know what I mean? He keeps moving forward. He's had some obstacles he's had to overcome, and he's done that, from minor ones to major ones, and it's good to see a kid at his age be that, forthcoming with everything that he has to do in his life so far.
Yeah. And Mom, I bet he got that no quit thing from you.
I would say both of us, really.
Really?
I would say both of us, really.
Yeah.
But his level of no quit makes him my hero.
I believe that. Yeah. I really do. How do you feel when you hear that?
Awesome. Well, yeah.
It's hard when you love someone to see them struggle with health. You wish you could solve the problem, change the journey. But you know what? That's why you have a community that loves you. Yeah. So thank you for being here with us. We're going to put the word out. If you do want to maybe reach out and ask about the process, there's no pressure, but Tina would love to hear from you. And she's at Children's Hospital, 513-636-4312. We'll be putting this out there for the next few weeks. We don't always know who comes forward either, but sometimes God brings angels when we need them. So we're going to put you on the prayer list for an angel, you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here today. Pleasure to share. Darcy, thanks for what you're doing. We appreciate you very much. All right, coming up next, we'll be sharing more health news, meeting some of our other guests, and our team from the Alzheimer's Association is here as well. We'll meet them coming up right after the break.
This portion of What's Happening in Health is sponsored by Network for Hope and William E. Hesch Law.
In your Healthy Rights, you have the right to know about the Safe Haven Law. It allows you to surrender a baby at certain safe places, such as hospitals and fire departments, no questions asked. One of the newest places to do that is this Safe Haven Baby Box. It's on Kings Mills Road at the Deerfield Township Fire Rescue Station. As this demonstration shows, a baby can be placed inside the box. It automatically locks and notifies the fire department of an immediate need. And in addition to the box, they also have a hotline. 1-866-99-BABY-1 is the number. It allows parents to call if they need support. Since 2017, 69 infants have been safely and legally surrendered using a baby box. Finally, this half hour, you're so vain. What you drink each day appears to influence your vascular system and your lifespan. Researchers in the UK found that when you drink 7 to 8 cups of coffee, tea, or water a day, it is linked to the lowest mortality risk. The healthiest mix was what they call a 2-3 balance. So 2 cups of coffee, 3 cups of tea, and the rest water. They did find, however, you can't overdo it with drinks. When people need 7 or 8 cups a day, that's a good thing. But when you drink more than 9, they said too much fluid actually raised cardiovascular risk. Once again, all about balance. All right, healthy on the go. A sign of the divided times on the road. Researchers at UC released a new study saying drivers are more likely to honk at bad drivers if they have political bumper stickers on their car. You know, when you're stuck in traffic, you do read those bumper stickers. But researchers found this is especially true if the bumper sticker is for someone of the opposite political party. Of course. Researchers say the bumper stickers are a way in which partisan divides are reinforced in our lives every day. And this unfortunately can impact road safety. The findings appear in the journal Frontiers in Political Science. Gotta love that study. All right, just ahead, the healing power of friendship, while patients are going through treatment, why they do better with a strong support system. Plus, we welcome our guests from what we call the Nurses Honor Guard Coalition. Jody, Jenny, Brenda, and Terry, all going to share with us about that organization and how we can support them. Stay with us on What's Happening in Health.
The headline medical stories that affect you and your family. This is What's Happening in Health, sponsored by TriHealth.
Welcome back, everybody, to our second half hour here on What's Happening in Health. We are so grateful you are staying with us today. Got a great rest of the show ahead for you. We're keeping loved ones safe at home this half hour with the help of the Alzheimer's Association. Dana and Susie are part of that team. They are dedicated to finding hope and help for all who need it in our community. Can't wait to meet you and hear about these programs. Plus, honoring the caretakers. Nurses play a pivotal role in the health and wellness of all of us in a variety of settings. Our guests from the Nurses Honor Guard are here. Jody, Jenny, Riley, Brenda, and Terry, all here to tell us how we can support the wonderful work that they do. But first, a virus going around the tri-state is causing a bad rash and making children really sick. The team at TriHealth telling us most kids at some point do get this virus. The medical term is called Coxsackie A16, but you probably know it as hand, foot, and mouth disease.
So it's a virus that's very common. It causes these painful little vesicles or blisters on your hands and mouth.
It can be super contagious, infectious disease specialist Dr. Stephen Blatt told me.
So it can go through a daycare center or a classroom very quickly.
It is a virus, as he mentioned, which antibiotics will not fix. So comfort care medications over the counter, likely the best way to ease symptoms.
I mean, keep their temperature down if you can, give them some popsicles to eat, keep them hydrated. That's the main thing.
Dr. Blatt suggests you see the pediatrician if kids seem to get worse instead of better after a number of days, but take comfort in knowing this.
The kids are crying and they're very miserable and they have a fever and all these blisters and it looks awful, but it runs its course and kids do okay.
We love Dr. Blatt. He said they do okay. I did ask him if you could prevent this illness, but he told me that it's airborne. So when kids are around others, it's really tough. But hand washing, likely your best defense. And keep your own hands, they say, off your own face because those droplets end up on surfaces and you touch them and then touch you. All right, Hope You Know today, which is what we hope you know each week about your mental health, the healing power of friendship. New research suggests that friendship is a powerful prescription for healing for anyone battling an illness. We know medicine and treatment, both important, but beyond that, when you are not connected to others, your body goes into a feeling of chronic distress, according to a recent study from the NIH.
And that, just kind of chronic distress affects our bodies in negative ways.
Research shows people without strong friendships are more likely to die from any cause prematurely as well. All right, coming up, while people caring for loved ones are more likely to get hurt, we share some advice on preventing some of those injuries. Plus, staying safe at home. Our guests from the Alzheimer's Association are going to tell us a little bit about what we all need to know about safety if you're caring for a loved one. Stay with us.
This portion of What's Happening in Health is sponsored by Metro.
In Aging Gracefully today, people caring for a loved one are at an increased risk for accidents and injuries. The team at Life Enriching Communities says those risks are higher, likely because of the physical demands of that job. Some common injuries include back injuries from having to lift and move a person, or even slips and falls and broken bones. They see a lot of repetitive motion injuries, something on your arms and your hands that can really hurt. And caregivers are encouraged to exercise and keep their own bodies strong, something that can make a difference in relieving stress as well.
And sometimes I think caregivers push their needs and their time that they need aside because they're so involved with the care of their loved one. So we try to encourage caregivers not to do that.
If you are a caregiver and you're in need of advice or resources, Life Enriching Community has open programs for physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy. They will help you if you are a caregiver. The number to call, 877-532-1899. All right, on now to a wonderful team we have from the Alzheimer's Association. We've had the privilege of kind of getting to know your work, but tell us who you are and a little bit about the Alzheimer's Association.
Sure. So I'm Dana Ritchie. I'm the program director for the Greater Cincinnati and Miami Valley chapters of the Alzheimer's Association.
And you do what?
So we do all free programming. We provide support groups for family members who have a loved one with any type of dementia, not just Alzheimer's. Lots of education, not only on giving care, but also what are we looking for, what are signs and symptoms of dementia, what can we do to keep our brain healthy. And then we also have some great programming that's social engagement. We were talking about that in an earlier story about friendships and why that's so important. That's important once we get dementia as well. And so we have some programs where families can take their loved one and together create some new memories out in the community.
Excellent. Well, we have one of those free programs we want to talk about. Hi, Susie. Tell us about you.
My name is Susie Wilkins. I'm a registered nurse with Day City Hospice. I am also one of their community nurse educators. I go out into the community and help educate about the disease processes and what's to be expected, how we can help you, as a lot of it is at end of life.
Yeah.
So.
And that is not an easy discussion. It almost just strikes fear when you start thinking about it. Right. So you have a virtual program coming up, and I think that's kind of a safe way where people could listen in, hear a little bit more. Tell me a little bit about it.
Actually, you can do it in the safety and the privacy of your own home. Get on our community link and you can be interactive. Again, we try to educate as to what's to be expected, what the patient may be going through, what the caregivers are going through. It is so needed to have that support because caregiving is a horrendous undertaking.
And not something that you ever, it usually kind of happens and all of a sudden you're a caretaker and you weren't planning for it and you weren't expecting and you don't know how to follow up and what to do. Yeah. So we have two programs we want to just give you a full screen and some information about. Yours is the first one. Yeah. And then Dana, you have a second one coming up as well that's also virtual.
It's part of our Alls Talks series, which is sponsored nationally by Procter & Gamble. So we're very proud to have them here in Cincinnati. This one's about safety in the home, which you also talked about in a previous story, how much it can affect us physically when we have to care for someone at home. What I love about these two programs, they are things that impact caregivers of someone with a type of dementia, but they actually will impact most all of us, right? I mean, hopefully we have plans for what we'd like our end of life to look like, regardless of what causes that. And we also need to be concerned about safety in home, trip hazards, things of that nature as we age, regardless of, you know, our physical condition. So these are two great programs that could really be options for anybody to join us on. And so you just pre-register so that you'll get the Zoom links. You can do that at our website, or you can call our 24/7 helpline, and that number is 800-272-3900, and we'll get you signed up for these two programs. And for Susie's program, if you pre-register, so we're expecting you and something happens and you can't come, we will send you the recording because we know this content about hospice is so important.
And we also know that when you're a caregiver, things come up. So, you know, but it is good at least to get a connection and know there's help. All right, Susie, we want to give you the final word. Tell us just a little bit about when you're working with people in hospice, the one question you get asked quite often. What is it?
The one question I think is asked the most is, how much time do we have?
Yeah, and if we only knew.
And if we only knew, and he's the only one that knows. What we can do is offer that comfort, and our priority is quality of life for our patients, whether it be at home, whether it be in a facility. It is all about what can we do now? And how can we keep this quality of life going for our patients? So that's what it's all about.
Yeah, and that you're not alone, that you're here.
And that you are not
I think you
alone.
just feel alone when you're at home and you're a caregiver. So those programs, again, the 23rd and the 30th, they're virtual, which means you can check in on your own home phone or computer. We'll put links to all of this at what'shappeninginhealth.com. Thank you, guys. Thank you mostly for what you do and having these tough discussions. I know it's not easy, but we really always welcome you.
Thank you
so
much.
Yeah, pleasure to have you. All right, coming up here about a popular procedure and what it takes to have successful eye surgery. And honoring nurses who've devoted their lives to helping others. Our guests from the Nurses Honor Guard are here. Can't wait to meet this group. We call them Terry and Friends. We'll explain why coming up.
This portion of What's Happening in Health is sponsored by Northern Kentucky Audiology.
In Look Good, Feel Better today, cat eyes are a popular thing for Halloween, but when it comes to eyelid surgery, not generally the desired outcome. You see, cat eyes look great on cats, but on people? From his virtual set at Ohio's Advanced Cosmetic Surgery and Laser Center, Dr. John Mendelson told me, not so much.
What you're describing specifically is when we're changing what we call the lateral canthus, where the eyelids are connected. That is not what upper blepharoplasty is about.
Instead, it's the subtle, refreshed look that's trending in eyelid lifts. We have a little video of you in surgery. Just talk me through, what are you actually lifting?
Yeah, so what we're doing with surgery is we're measuring and marking where the natural crease in the eyelid is. We even those up. We measure that extra skin, the hooding we call it. That's the stuff that's drooping that makes us look tired.
One stitch then, he said, goes under the skin to lift it. It gets removed about a week later. This procedure also popular among guys. Here's a before and after that shows sort of that refreshed look. And beyond that, there is that same picture of those guys that we should have taken out, but we do want to leave you with a phone number if you would like more information about this procedure. It costs about $5,000. Most of the time it's not covered by your medical insurance plan. The number to call is 513-351-3223. All right, we want to mention or at least acknowledge now these wonderful nurses that we have in studio, because most of us are not familiar with the Nurses Honor Guard. So Jody, tell me a little bit about your organization.
Well, the Nurses Honor Guard was started actually in 2003 in Kansas. And we are all nurses who honor nurses who have passed. And we go to their funeral or their end of life celebration and do a Nightingale tribute and honor them.
So the first question that comes to mind is it really something that, you know, obviously you started because there was a need that people often didn't have that acknowledgement, or how did that come about?
Yeah, pretty much when you see a military funeral, you know that person was in the military, and that's what we're hoping to accomplish, is that when you see the Nurses Honor Guard at a funeral, you know that this person was a nurse.
Interesting way to honor your profession and how long you served. So, Jody brought friends. And you do all this, by the way, at no cost. So you're here because you have this wonderful event coming up. So let's just talk a little bit about the Nurses Honor Guard and kind of what you do. And you've got an event coming up. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it's a great honor to do a tribute, and it's a beautiful tribute to a nurse that has fallen. Our national convention is coming up in Texas, and that's going to be September 27th. Yeah,
of 2027.
Yeah, and it's a great way of getting everyone from the United States and possibly international to come together and to learn from each other and how they do their tributes, and to just be able to do some camaraderie with other nurses.
Yeah, and tell me your full name.
It's Brenda Hopperton.
All right, so Brenda, how long have you been in the Nurses Honor Guard?
I have been, since we kind of started, it's been about 4 years.
Oh, sweet. So Brenda and Jody, and who are you?
I'm Jenny Riley.
And Jenny, you are involved with this organization because?
Boy, now you might get me crying. Because I love to honor my coworkers. I may not know them, I may have never worked with them, but I know what they've been through as a nurse, And just to be there for them and for their families, I mean, that just means the world to me.
Yeah, yeah. And Terry, we've had the privilege of knowing somewhat in your work with St. Elizabeth Healthcare. Tell us a little bit about you.
Sure. I'm an ER nurse at St. Elizabeth. I'm beginning my 49th year as an ER nurse, which is crazy, but I still love it. Jenny's an ER nurse too. And I've been in the Honor Guard about 5 years. When it first started, we met. And so a lot of people in the Honor Guard, a lot of our nurses for Northern Kentucky are retired. I'm still working, Jenny's still working. So they have the time to do it. I try to go to the tributes. And one of the first ones I went to, a nurse had died. I didn't know her, but she had 3 adult sons sitting in the front row of the funeral home, and these gentlemen just sobbed during this tribute, and it was difficult to get through. But afterwards, they came up, they hugged us all, and they said, "We knew our mom was a nurse, but our mom never talked about being a nurse." And a lot of us don't talk about being a nurse because there's things that you can't unsee, and we see a lot of bad stuff. And so we don't go over that at the funeral, but just pay tribute to being there when somebody dies, when they're born, those kind of things as well. So that stuck for me. And so there's many times I can go to them, and it just means so much to the families. And it's such a neat thing to honor the nurse too.
Yeah, it's wonderful. And of course you do all this at no cost. So we got to tell you about a special event that they have coming up that I'm going to have the privilege of helping you come out and introduce a few of you fun people.
Yay.
But it is actually the Nurses Honor Guard comedy show because Terry
Yes.
is a comedian.
I am, part-time. But actually myself and then 2 other comedians, Chick Halloran, who's a breast cancer survivor, and Shelley Eicher, who I would say kind of does like what's called housewife humor, kind of along the lines of what Irma Bombeck used to do. And I kind of tell like some crazy emergency room stories, all HIPAA compliant, believe me. And what's nice is we are funny and we're not vulgar. There's no cursing. Some of the stories are colorful, but we just have a good time, and it goes for a great cause. And so we appreciate your support for it that night, but also here as well.
Right. Yeah, I'm excited to be there because I think it brings a lightness to what is, sort of a subject that none of us want to think about, our mortality, but what an honor to have you there. So once again, that is coming up on November the 1st, and it's at the St. Elizabeth Training and Education Center, which is on Olympic Boulevard. All right, Jody, I'll give you the final word. If you were going to sum up what you do with one word, what would it be?
Nurses honoring nurses.
It's 3 words, but that's okay.
I can't count.
That's right. We're grateful for you guys. Thank you for what you do. We know it's not easy. Mostly thank you for the way you serve others.
Thank
you. God has a special place for nurses. We know that. Lucky to have you. All right, just ahead, coming up, tick bites can cause some serious health problems. We're going to tell you about a treatment option in the works for one of them. Stay with us.
This portion of What's Happening in Health is sponsored by Mount St. Joseph University and Advanced Cosmetic Surgery and Laser Center.
A breakthrough treatment for a disease that comes from tick bites is now in the works. This new treatment for Lyme disease is designed to provide protection all season long when we're most at risk for tick bites, which can usually or potentially be serious and lead to serious complications. Those complications can happen when you're outdoors in a wooded area and a tick bites you and feeds off your blood. Public health specialist Jeremy Hessel told me.
You need to get that off of your skin. If it's burrowed into your skin within 24 hours, you have a less chance of getting anything if there is disease in it.
While not all ticks have disease, apparently the one that bit Tyler Menke did. He's a fitness trainer at Ohio's My Fitness Suites, and for years he struggled with fatigue and muscle pain after being diagnosed with Lyme disease.
When you go through a long-term illness, you look at life a little differently.
It took a long time, he said, to feel well again, which is why a monoclonal antibody or protein made in a laboratory given at the start of the tick season each year could be life-changing.
This antibody kills the bacteria in the gut of the tick.
Seth Letterman, the CEO of Tonix Pharmaceuticals, the company bringing this product to market, says that means if you are outdoors and do get bit by a diseased tick.
In this case, it actually blocks infection.
It appears to protect against this tick-related illness for about 8 months. Several steps are now in the works to bring this to market, but it won't likely be finalized for at least another year. All right, when it comes to living longer, a person's emotional well-being can be just as significant as their physical health, according to a study in the journal PLOS Medicine. That analyzed thousands of people ages 60 and older who reported being in poor health within 3 years. Researchers found that 1 in 4 adults could regain optimal well-being. Now, that's all in order to achieve all this. People need to improve their physical health, but they also have proper social support, feelings of happiness, people around them, that kind of thing. All right, popular weight loss drugs are now available at Costco pharmacies. The maker of Ozempic and Wegovy now telling us that they have a 1-month supply. The drug will be just about $500. That's a lot less, believe it or not, of the typical retail price, which can be $1,600. According to GoodRx, Costco says some members may be eligible for additional discounts. All right, we want to end with our Nurses Honor Guard. Say a special thank you to those who care for us, but remind you, we'd love to have you come out for this comedy show. It's coming up on November the 1st. We have a few of the details here. The St. Elizabeth Training and Education Center, not too far from the airport area. 3861 Olympic Boulevard in Erlanger. I've been out there with this team to see some of the training you do there for nurses. It's amazing. The ticket link is at what'shappeninginhealth.com. Terry will be out there. He'll be really funny. I mean, I have heard some of your emergency room stories.
They're all true.
Yes, they are. And you can't make this stuff up.
You can't. You're right.
I know. And so at the event also, like food, drinks.
We'll have beer and wine by the glass.
All right, and that makes
drinks.
it funnier.
It does, and better looking.
We'll have raffle
we all
baskets.
feel that way. Oh, sweet. Come out and join us. We'll be back same time next week. Hope that you will be too. Until then, everybody, stay well and stay tuned.